didn't even have the camera set up here. That's not good.
Just changed service from a competitor. The competitor charged a $385 disconnect fee.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fenway Park in Boston for a debut of something special. We are going to try something really outlandish. We're going to try and take 13, hence the Dirty Dozen teams, 13 Dirty Dozen teams in payoff pitch, put them in one league, one division, play everybody 3 times home and away, and see who wins this. So this will be kind of a new project for now. We're going to start off with a debut matchup here. It will be the 1983 Philadelphia Phillies taking on the 1978 Boston Red Sox. And before we start, let's head to my payoff pitch control center, and I can let you know what's going on. The teams involved in this Dirty Dozen will be the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks, world champions, the 1969 Baltimore Orioles, loser to the New York Mets, the Boston Red Sox, one of the best teams in baseball in 1978, but unfortunately did not qualify for the playoffs as they lost a one-game playoff. The 1984 Chicago Cubs, losers to the San Diego Padres, the 1984 Detroit Tigers, a powerhouse in the American League in '84, world's champions, 1978 Kansas City Royals, losers to the New York Yankees in the ALCS, 1978 Los Angeles Dodgers, loser to the New York Yankees in the World Series, 1981 Milwaukee Brewers, they lost in the Division Series to the Yankees in '81, the 2001 New York Yankees, loser to the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series, 1969 world champion New York Mets, 1972 world champion Oakland Athletics, the 1983 Philadelphia Phillies, losers to the Baltimore Orioles in '83 to the World Series, and the 1984 San Diego Padres, losers to the '84 Tigers in the Fall Classic. Those are your 13 teams. We'll be playing these one at a time, and then what I'm going to try to do, pray to do, what I hope to do is play the other 2 games offline. So hopefully I can play offline faster with the dice roller. And then every time I see you on here, I'll be able to play the first game of every series. Each team will have a 5-man rotation. So the teams that get the 4th and 5th starters will get the good advantage. But remember, you also have the number 1 starter coming up in the 3rd game of that series. So we'll see how this works out. I'm trying to get a good view how to do this, good everything. So please stay with me on this, and hopefully we'll have a good time on the ride. And let's do this. This is the Dirty Dozen League. So the 13 teams involved in one divisional setup, and we'll have basically 3 home and 3 away. All right, let's get this started. Make sure I have my charts. I don't need charts underneath my setup here, so I should be all set. So let's get back to the gameplay board. Let's see if we have anybody else who jumped into the live stream. So far, nobody. That's always not good. So let's see if we can start this up here. All right, let's do this. 83 Phillies and the 80 and the 78 Red Sox right now from Fenway Park in Boston. So payoff pitch underway. Here's leadoff hitter Joe Morgan. He came over from the San Francisco Giants, and we're underway here. And that is going to be a 7. The pitching matchup is Dennis Eckersley versus Steve Carlton. So Eckersley with the first pitch of the ball game, and that is going to be a patient, something Joe Morgan does quite well. 47 patient, and that is going to be a walk to Morgan. So Morgan does what Joe Morgan always seems to do. He walks and he's on first base. So Dennis Eckersley is on. So Morgan is a 4A. He stole 18 bases, caught 2 times. So let's see. So he's a 4A, and let's see what Fisk's throwing arm would be. Fisk's throwing arm is an arm 4. So let's see what my charts then tell me here. Probably keep my charts away. Oh yeah, okay. So let's see. So it's going to be an arm 4. So it looks like it's going to be an A4. So it's going to be an excellent. So it's going to be an excellent jump. So I think Morgan is going to try to go for the lead here.
Hi.
There you go. And here we go. Goes for the lead, and he is safe. So a stolen base for Joe Morgan. So Joe Morgan is on second base after that steal. So runner on second and nobody out. And here is Pete Rose. So runner on second, no outs. Rose against Eckersley. And we continue. So that's going to be a 7. That's going to be patient yet again. Same role, 49 patient. And he got himself a walk. So Rose walks. And the 83 Phillies are starting off with a bang. 2 on and nobody out. And that will now bring up Michael Jack Schmidt, who loves hit against righties, it seems, this year. Hit a ton of home runs. 40 home runs on the year, 33 of them against right-handers. So anything in the wheelhouse to him will be gone, very much. So Schmidt, right-hander, against Eckersley, the right-hander. That is going to be yet another 7 patient, but this patient is going to be a 60, and that's going to be a walk to Schmidt. So something is wrong here in Denmark. 3 walks in a row, through almost 3 exact 7s in a row. And the Phillies start off with the bases loaded of walks. A walk, a stolen base by Morgan, a walk by Rose, walk by Schmidt. And now here's the right fielder, Joe Lefevre, a .333 hitter against righties. Hits really well, so he's in there to hit right-handers in this series. Eckersley looks in, gets the sign. This could be a tough situation for him. Let's see what happens. This is going to be a 9, finally off the 7. That's a tough. Did he get a break here? 37 tough, and that is going to be a double for Lefevre. So a 37 tough is a double. Knocks in Morgan, 1 scores. Rose scores. Schmidt will at least go to third, and we'll hold them right there. So a quick 2-0 lead for the Phils. So the Wheeze kids start off with a 2 spot here in the first, and it's 2-0. So here's the Sarge, Gary Matthews. So nobody out, second and third. Eckersley getting tired up here a bit. And now here's the pitch again. That'll be a 6. That'll be a tough. Tough on a 24 is a strikeout. So Matthews strikes out for the first out of the game. And now here's Greg Gross. He gets to start today. He'll get to start as a designated hitter. In ballparks in the era where there was a DH, DHs are played. Otherwise, pitchers do bat. So runners at second and third, 1 out. Gross the hitter. Here's the swing. That will be an 8. That will be in play, but an 84 will be a ground ball to second. The infield was not in, so the runner on third will score, and it's 3-0. So another RBI, another ribby RBI for the Phils. So Gross with an RBI, and it is now runner on third, 2 outs, and the Phils lead 3-0. So here is Bo Diaz. So Bo Diaz now the batter, 2 outs, and Diaz a right-handed hitter. See if this Boston lineup can get back in the game too. That's going to be a 4, and that's in the wheelhouse. Oh, Nelly, that's a 26, and that ball is deep, that is far, and that is gone. So Bo Diaz touches the ball, and that, folks, gives a 5-run leading to the Fighting Phils here in the first. A 2-run homer, and the Phillies have just started off in bang burner style, getting a 5 spot here in the first, and the Wheeze kids have jumped all over the Boston Red Sox here in this first game of the Dirty Dozens. So here's Bob Dernier, the center fielder. Dernier to hit against Eckersley. That's an 11. That is going to be a defensive check. That's all they need right now is a defensive check. It is going to be an error on the shortstop, so hopefully that's Burleson. Burleson is a 5. That's one of the best you can be. That means it's a 1-28 is an error. And let's go ahead and roll the play. And that's a 96. So finally retires the side. The Phillies send 8 to the plate. 5 of them score. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Phillies 5 and Boston coming up the bat. So a big inning for the Wheeze kids. On the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies is Steve Carlton. He's 15-16, 3.11 ERA. Again, he's got a little bit of power on the card too. This Red Sox team can hit. That's not a doubt. So they can get back in this. 5-0 Phils, bottom of the first. So Remy to hit will be Remy, Burleson, Rice, Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Lynn, Scott, Evans, Hobson. And here's the pitch. First pitch, it's a 4, and that is going to be a tough. You don't want a tough against. No, struck him out. You don't want a tough against Carlton. So first out in the first. So mighty slider by Carlton's a tough one. And now here's Rick Burleson. So Burleson the batter. 5-0 Phils to start it off. So here's Burleson. That is going to be a 7. A 7 on Carlton is going to be patient. A patient on a 56 is a single for Burleson. So Burleson with the first hit for the Sox here in the league. So remember that. Burleson had the first hit for the Sox. And now here is Jim Ed Rice. MVP season in 78. What a season. Boy, did he put up numbers galore. He'll hit against the lefty Carlton here. Carlton looks in, gets the sign, and here's the pitch. That's going to be an 8, and that is in play. Give something to Jim Rice in play is never good. 37 is just a little bit outside. Pops it straight up. Diaz there. Mixed the catch, and there's 2 outs. So Rice retired. And now here is the left fielder, Carl Yastrzemski, a lefty on lefty hitter right now. Yaz with 6 home runs on the season versus lefties. Carlton looks in, gets the sign, and the pitch. That's a 12. That is going to be a tough on that one. Tough 75 is going to be a ground ball to second. They will strand Burleson at first, and we played 1 here at the ballpark at 5-0 Phillies. So now it'll be Von de Jesus batting. So de Jesus is the second batter here. De Jesus, Morgan, and Rose against Dennis Eckersley. So here's the pitch. That's a 5 on Eckersley. That's a tough. Tough on a 24 is a strikeout. De Jesus trying to foul it off, almost did, but did not that time. So a big strikeout there. 24 tough is a strikeout. Gets raised, I should say. So 1 away, and now here is Morgan. Started the game off with a walk, stole second, and then everything went downhill from there. That's a 2. That's in play against Eckersley. 54 righty is going to be a ground ball to third. That's an easy pickup, and that is 2 outs. So things went a little more smoother here in the second inning for Eck. after a rough first inning. Now here is the first baseman, Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose. Switch hitter batting from the left-hand side against Eckersley. Here's the swing. That's going to be a 7. That, again, is going to be patient. Patient 34 is going to be a walk. The way against a righty definitely is a walk. So Rose walks for the second time today. He scored before, and that gives Michael Jack Schmidt a chance to hit with two outs and 1 on. Make sure I can be heard here. People are not staying long enough to be heard. And let's see. Oh, see, does that help? Let's boost me up there and see if that helps. All right, so let's see if that helps. And see what happens there. So now with 2 outs here, Michael Jack Schmidt, the batter, the third baseman. Dennis Eckersley, the pitcher, right on right. So here's the pitch from Eckersley. That is going to be a 5, and that's going to be tough. A tough on a 63. It is a single for Schmidt. Gets it through. So Schmidt with a base hit. A single will be a line drive to left field. That will advance 1 base. So Morgan stops at second, and it's first and second with 2 outs. So the Fighting Phils continue to hit well. So now here is Joe LaFay. Doubled in 2 runs his last time up. Big swing here. And now that's going to be a 3 on Eckersley. That's in the ballpark. But a 98 lefty is going to be Fenway Park in Boston will be an in-play result. So LaFay in this case will roll the two D10s. And that's going to be a base hit, probably 17. And let's see, a single in play is going to be, they did that a little differently. Double, triple, single. So it's going to be a single for Joe LaFay. Jesus. So LaFay with a single, runner on second, and scores. A hard grounder in the left-right field. Runner on second scores, and the Phillies lead 6-0. And they have definitely jumped. They've definitely jumped on Eckersley here. That is the third RBI for LaFay. Phillies lead 6-0. And now here is Gary Matthews. So Matthews the hitter. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Boston bullpen getting up, and that's not a good sign. Probably we have to see where the long man would be on this team. So that would be a 6. That would be a tough on a 58. And that is a ground ball to first. Takes it to the bag himself. And again, an inning for Philadelphia. They do add 1 more. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 6-0 Phils. So 6-0 Phils, bottom 2. Matthews. And now for the Red Sox, it'll be Fisk, Lynn, and Scott to hit against Steve Carlton. So Fisk the hitter. That's going to be a 5 on Carlton, and that's tough. That's a tough on 54, and against a righty. So Fisk, a much better hitter against righties on tough, but against the lefties, that's going to fall. Ground ball, third baseman. Easy play for Schmidt, and there's 1 away. So again, that's a hit versus a righty, but not a lefty. So Carlton able to nullify Fisk. Here's Freddie Lynn. He'll bat here. Swing by Lynn, and that's going to be a 6, and that's going to be tough. That's probably going to be a strikeout, I would believe. That is going to be a 10 tough. That's going to be a 10 tough. Lefty struck him out. And Lynn is down on strikes. And now here's George Scott with 2 outs. So Scott the batter with 2 outs. That's against Carlton. That's going to be another 7, and that's going to be patient. 48 patient is going to be a single for George Scott. So the great George Scott with a base hit. That's Boston's second hit of the ball game. And now they can use a little 1-2 punch right now to get him back in the game. And here's the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Evans hits lefties a lot better too. So this is a good opportunity here against the left-handed Carlton. Here's a swing. That's going to be a 4. That's going to be tough. Tough against a 36. It is a strikeout for Evans. And that, folks, is the end for the Red Sox in the second. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We played 2, and it's 6-0 Phillies. So now it will be Gross, followed by Diaz and Dernier. The bat against Eckersley here in the third. Try to give your starter some distance here. Got to realize this is going to have to be a 3-game series one way or the other. So here it is. It's going to be a 7 on Eck. Again, that's a patient on a 30, patient on a 33, and that's a single for Gross. Wait a minute, single. Okay, that's it. Wait a minute. Sorry, let's stop for a minute. That's going to be 7, patient 33 is a walk. So it's a walk for Gross. Gets a lefty. He actually gets a base hit on that. So again, Eckersley puts the leadoff man on, as it's already not getting bad enough for this Phillies team. So now it's going to be Bo Diaz. Diaz with a 2-run homer his last time up. Kind of really banged home Eckersley with a 5-run first with that blow. Here's the pitch from Diaz. That's going to be an 8 from Eck, and that's in play. 37 in play, just misses. And that is going to be a pop to second. Catch is made, and there's 1 away. So Diaz just misses a hit. So now here's the center fielder, Robert Dernier. Dernier ground ball to short. He ended the first inning with that his last time up. It's a 6, and that's tough. Tough on a 50. Tough on a 54 is a ground ball to third. That could end the inning in a double play. They can use one. Eckersley is a 6. Double play is a 5. Ooh, Dernier's speed's going to make it really difficult to turn to. Less than 5 double play. It's higher than both, and they will get the runner at second. So Gross will go to second by himself, and that is going to be a nice beat out by Dernier. Runner on second and 1 out. 2 outs for Ivan De Jesus. Struck out his first time up. Top of the third, runner on second. Phillies lead by 6 in his 30-dozen debut. Here is the pitch. That's going to be a 5. That's going to be tough. 27. Tough is, hang on, folks. Dang, these 83 cards are just sometimes evil. 5 is tough. 27. Tough is going to be a double for De Jesus. And Gross scores. And that's a 2-out double for De Jesus. And the Fighting Phils score again at 7-0. Wow. And now here's back to the leadoff man and Joe Morgan. He's 0 for 1, a walk, stolen base, run scored, and ground to third. So here's the pitch. That is going to be a 7. That's going to be patient. A 32 patient is going to be a walk. So Morgan walks again. And now it's going to be first and second for 2 outs for Pete Rose. So Rose to hit. Got to make sure I'm hearing myself here. I don't know how many people in tonight. Thought I would. And now here is a 9 on Eckersley. And that's tough. And I think that should end things. 68 is a ground ball to short. 6-3 makes the play. And again, the inning is over. But the Phils add 1 more. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's 7-0 Phils. All right, folks, just taking a quick time out as I can. Just so I can just see if I'm hearing myself conduct this game tonight. Make sure I'm not by myself doing this.
At the
Yeah, okay. So I'm in the game here. Good. Oh, here's Al Red Sox fan. All right. Thank you, Al. I now see you here. That's good for me, and I can hear myself talk. I can also hear background, which I don't want. Oh, you know why? I'm probably my microphone the right way when I do it like this, and I need to set it up differently. So my fault there. So my fault on the background noise. So that's my fault. So score bottom 3 is 7-0 Phil. So Boston's gonna have to seriously think bullpen here. I'm gonna let Eck at least go. I'm gonna let Eck go at least go 5 if he can, just so he can save his bullpen so he's not totally destroyed. Reggie Cleveland did not stay on the team long enough, so we'll see. And Tion's a starter. The late Dick Drago, he just currently lost. Well, 77 innings, can go fatigue long. So Drago will be up in the Boston bullpen. Yeah, I know. It's not great camera, but trying to look at better ways to roll dice. I can't run it on StreamYard. It's going to be tough to run it. So we're going to try to do what we can do. Here's Hobson, Remy, Burleson. And that's going to be a 6 on Carlton. And that's going to be tough. Tough on a 21 is a strikeout for Hobson. These 83s play extremely difficult where they have hits and walks. And I don't know if it's just a team we're playing against but boy, they have been playing absolutely tough on Boston here. I didn't expect them to be serious. I thought Boston would be a better team. Here's a 6, and that's going to be tough. Tough on a 90, and Remy is going to be out on a ground out second. So that is going to be 2 outs. So here is Burleson. He had a single his last time up. Boston does have 2 hits through here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Again, anything can happen. So we'll see if Carlton maybe gets roughed up late here. That's going to be in play. A 30 in play against a lefty, and it just misses Burleson's card again. Pop the 2nd. Inning over. We go to the 4th. It is still 7-0 Phils. So 7-0 Phils. It is now going to be, let's see what I have here. It's going to be Schmidt, LaFay, and Matthews against Eck here in the 4th. We'll stay in there. He's going to have to take a little bit of, one for the team at this point. Too early to get your starter out of there. And so here is a 10 on Eck. That's in play, but a 75 for once will get him out of there. Ground ball to 2nd, and Schmidt is retired. Schmidt so far is 1 for 2 in the ball game with a run scored. And now here's Jim LaFay. LaFay is 2 for 2 with 3 ribbies and a run scored. Left-handed hitter against Eckersley. That's going to be a 4. That's in the wheelhouse. 48 against a righty, and this ball is gone. 48 against a righty. Home run 1-51. And LaFay is a triple from the cycle. So a solo homer for LaFay. His 4th RBI. And what a start for him in the Dirty Dozen League. So Joe LaFay homers and is now 8-0. And that may be all for him. Gary Matthews will come up. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and pull him after 3 1/3. Sorry, dude. So Dick Drago will come in and take one for the team, I'm sure. And then Bob Stanley probably will also be available, closer, everything else. And we'll see if we can kind of pull out some innings here. So it is now 8-0. And now it is Gary Matthews to Sarge. So Matthews a swing. That is an 8. Not going to be in play. But a 94 is a fly ball to left field, and that is 2 outs. Matthews actually 0 for 3. Not a part of the hitting party yet. Here it's Greg Gross. Gross so far is 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Pitch from Drago, and that is going to be a 6. And that's going to be a patient. Patient 59 is going to be a walk. So wrong guy. Gross walks. Yeah, Gross walks against a righty. So again, a base runner here. And here's Diaz. He's 1 for 2. 2-run homer in the 1st. He'll hit against Drago here. So Drago's pitch. Here we go. And that is going to be in the wheelhouse. But that is going to be a 64. And that is going to be a fly ball to right field. It had carry to it, but the catch is made. So that is all. So again, another run for the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 8-0 Phils. So Red Sox will now send up Rice, Yaz, and Fisk. They hit here against Steve Carlton. I like that. Probably a little better to roll. That's an 8. That's an in play. That's an improvement. But an 80 for Jim Ed Rice is a fly ball to center field, and he is retired. He's 0 for 2. Only 2 hits in a ball game. That's not going to get you far. Here's Yastrzemski. Yaz to hit against Carlton. Lefty on lefty. Hall of Famer on Hall of Famer. That's 8. That's in play. 90, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. Play made. Got him. 2 outs. So far, not a good hitting start for Boston in this game. Remember, 3-game series. We're not with us earlier. We did give the dirty 13 teams available in this league. Let me go ahead and give, if Al was not here for it or he came in and out. 2001 Diamondbacks, 69 Orioles, 78 Red Sox, 84 Cubs, 84 Tigers, 78 Royals, 78 Dodgers, 81 Brewers, 2001 Yankees, 69 Mets, 72 A's, the 83 Phillies, and 84 Padres. The idea, hopefully, is to play 3 home, 3 away against everybody here, and we can have a little league out of this. So, but this is game 1, so let's see how we go. I'll probably play the other 2 games offline, and the first game very serious. Start with Dave. Dave with his demos league. Can't play every game online. So here's Fisk, and Fisk will now hit. So Fisk's swing will be a 6 on Carlton, which is going to be tough. An 88, that's a ground ball to short, and Lefty's getting his way. We played 4, and it is 8-0 Phillies. So for the Fighting Phillies, we Dernier, DeJesus, and Morgan. The hit for the Phils here in the 5th against Dick Drago. And that's going to be a 10. That's going to be an in play. 24 in play, and that's a base hit for Dernier. These cards, to me, are loaded. I mean, I did get them from the company, and I did print out the PDFs, but boy, those cards just seem a little bit wacky to me. Hit 250. It was a better hitter against righties, that is for sure, but wow. Here's Ivan DeJesus, so Dernier out of the single. Right on right here for DeJesus. Not much. Oh, that's in the wheelhouse, but at least he gave it to DeJesus. That's a fly ball to left field. That's at the front of the monster, but the catch is made 1 away. So DeJesus makes it. Now here is Joe Morgan. So Morgan, the hitter. Morgan so far has walked twice and ground the 3rd. And that's going to be a 7 on Drago, which is going to be tough. And that is, right, 7 is going to be tough. That is correct. Sorry about that. And that's going to be a 93 on Morgan. And that is going to be a fly ball down the right field line. Evans is there. Catch is made. And there is 2 outs. Hi, D. Jester. Guess what, ID? I have stolen your idea. So thank you so much. You had such a great idea. I decided to steal it. And I hope you don't mind. But doing my little own 13 single division league, play 3 against each other. I caught your stream the other day when you were talking about all the teams you got and what you want to do. Love to see you doing the same thing. But I'm going to try at least do the first game of every series on here, and it might be a lot of fun. I don't have as many seasons as you do. I do have some on PDF. I wanted to start right away. Otherwise, I probably could have gotten some others. But 2 outs here. 8-0 Phils. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. And here is Mr. Pete Rose. Rose has walked twice around the short. That's an 8. That's going to be in play. A 47 in play. Boy, those statistics are insane, folks. Ground ball to 3rd. That's a base hit versus a lefty. Jesus. But the Phillies do not score for once, so we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's 8-0. Yes, it is a great idea. I decided I wanted to kind of do it last night, the last couple of days, trying to find teams. And, boy, some of these teams just seem more loaded than others. I like this Boston team, too. They're going to hit. But, boy, they're not hitting right now, that's for sure. Here's Lynn Scott Evans. The hit against Carlton. Again, these are the number 1 starters, so I do expect that problem. That's in the wheelhouse against Mr. Carlton, but of course, a 92, say it together, that's not going to work. Fly ball to deep right field, catch is made. by the right fielder. So what away. Lynn hit a shot down the right field line, but not deep enough. Here's Scott. George Scott 1-for-1 in the ball game, has one of the 2 hits so far. That's going to be a 7 off Mr. Carlton. That's going to be patient. That's going to be a 76, I believe it is a 76. That's a ground ball to second, 2 outs. And Carlton now getting ground balls now, 2 outs here in the 5th. So now it's going to be Dwight Evans. So Evans the batter, as Carlton really didn't, and he didn't have a great season either. So Red Sox not getting their pitches probably. So here it is. That's going to be an 11 on Steve. That's in the ballpark. 27 versus to a right-handed batter, and that is going to be in the wheelhouse for Dewey. Let's see if Dewey can get a hold of one. Get 2 dice here for Evans. 1-52 says home run. Goodbye baseball. 31 versus a lefty, and Dwight Evans touches them all. And the Red Sox have now got their first run of the game, their 3rd hit, as Dwight Evans has hit the first home run for the Red Sox here in the game. So big game, big home run for Schmidt. We now go to Butch Hobson. So now Hobson the batter. It is now 8-1 Phillies. Red Sox trying to get back in this. So Carlton looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Hobson. And that is going to be a 9, and that is going to be tough. Tough on a 34 is a strikeout and ends the inning. But Boston gets back on the board. They get off the turf. We played 5, and it's 8-1 Phillies. For the standings, Phillies, we Schmidt, LaFay, and Matthews. LaFay is a triple for the cycle. So here we go in the 6th inning. Drago still on the mound. Eckersley knocked out early. Here's the pitch. That is going to be a 6, and that's going to be patient. An 82 is going to be a fly ball to center field. Play is made, and there's one away. Now here is the aforementioned. Make sure I got it done right. Schmidt there, yeah. So and here's LaFay. Started the game off with a double, knocked in 2, then single, knocked in 1, and then hit a solo homer. That is a triple from a cycle. So let's see how many triples he had that year. He had 8 triples, including 7 versus righties. So a cycle is possible. So Drago looks in, gets the sign, and the pitch. That's a 2, and that's in the wheelhouse. A 59 is going to be a double. So LaFay gets another extra base hit as he goes in the 2nd standing. Holy smokes, 4 for 4 for Jim LaFay. And he has definitely getting in this lineup. 4 for 4, 2 doubles, a single, and a homer. Here's Gary Matthews. So Drago looks in, gets the sign. That's a 10. That's going to be in play. You don't want to do that to this team, it seems. 69 to fly ball to right field. That's not going to do it. 2 away. He could have hit it. He had 8 of them on the card. It was sitting right there for him. A triple on the wheelhouse for Mr. LaFay is 68 to 73. And that is just insane. 1-51's a home run. 52 to 67 is a double. 68 to 73 is a triple, and 74 to 89 is a single. And these are actual cards. I mean, he was over 1,000 OPS versus right-handers, so it kind of explains why the cards the way they are. Dave Gardner here. Hello, David. How are you? So now the hit will be Greg Gross. Gross is 0 for 1 with a couple walks. So we'll see if Gross can get a base hit here. That was Matthews and then Gross. And Beatles Eternally is here. So that's going to be a 7. That's going to be a tough on a 45. And thankfully, that's not a base hit. I thought it was going to be. Ground ball back to the mound, throws them out, and ends the inning. A double by LaFay. Cannot show for any more runs. We go to bottom of the 6th, and it is 8-1 Phillies. Fighting Phillies. So Gross is retired, and now will be Jerry Remy the batter as we go to the top of the order. Remy's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. So here is Remy, the bat. That's a 3, and that's a defensive check. Maybe they get the Phillies on a bad defensive check. Let's see. It's going to be defense on. It's going to be error on the shortstop, which is Ivan De Jesus. He's an error 3, so it's not as tasty. So it's going to be a 1-54 is the error. Let's see if De Jesus chucks it. And a 52, and that's in the dirt. Cannot scoop it. Remy's on. So E6. So Remy's now on board first. So now it will be Rick Burleson, the batter. Let's see what we can do, folks. So Burleson can swing away here. Let's see if he can maybe get something going against Carlton here. That is going to be a 9, and that's going to be tough. Tough on an 86. The ground ball to short. Let's see if we can turn 2. That is a double play on a 6. Burleson is an 8. Ooh, lower than 8, and Burleson knocks himself into a double play. And that, folks, is a double play. Wow, 6-4-3. So 2 outs there. That didn't take long. And now here's Jim Rice. So Rice now on. Rice in the game, 0 for 2. That's a 5, and that's tough. Tough on a 57, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. Play made, and that's it. So they've wiped away the error with a double play. We head to the 7th. It's 8-1 Phils. So now the Phillies will send up as Drago kind of stays in there as a sacrificial lamb right now. I'll let him finish this inning. I'll go to Stanley for the 8th and 9th. Unless I got somebody else I can pull in there. So it'll be Diaz, Dernier, and De Jesus. So that here in the 7th. So that's going to be an 11. An 11 on Drago's a defensive check. Let's not hit it to Hobson. That's going to be a range on the shortstop. That should be a gimme. That is Burleson. Burleson is real good. He is a range B, which is the second highest you can get. That's a 1-42 is a hit. So 42% of the time says you can get a hit. And no, it's a 14. So that will be a base hit. Burleson knocks it down. That is a base hit. So a base hit for Bo Diaz. So now here is Robert Bob Dernier. So Dernier so far 1 for 3 with a single. Let's see if they can keep things going here. That's going to be a 5 on Drago. That's patient. Patient on a 72. The ground ball to second. We've been here before. The double up Dernier is almost impossible. Drago's double play is a 6. Dernier is a 5. Less than 5, we turn 2. Let's see if we can roll something small. We roll a 3. How about that? Great turn of a double play. Remy, Burleson to Scott, double play, 4-6-3. So there you go, a twin killing there. So here is Ivan De Jesus. Struck out, doubled, fly to left. He's 1 for 3. And it's going to be boy, my dice are playing games. Wheelhouse attempt for De Jesus. It's going to be an 11, and De Jesus, I think, just jacks one down the right field line. Pesky pull and hit it. Gone. So Ivan De Jesus, only 4 home runs on the season, hits the wheelhouse on the 2 on Drago. It rolls the lowest you can roll, which is we rolled the 12, and that is, let's see, hang on. 1-12, yes. Home run 1-15. So that is gone. So De Jesus, not a home run hitter at all, hits himself his second RBI of the game, and he's 2 for 4. So a rarity there. And boy, and that's sending some people here. That's sending some people out to the exits, unfortunately. Here's Joe Morgan. Morgan 0 for 2. Morgan 0 for 2 on a 10, and that'll be in play. In play on a 40, and that just misses. That will be a pop to third, and that will end it. So they get a run on the home run by De Jesus. We go to 7th inning stretch. All Philadelphia. It's 9-1. So Eckersley kind of taking one on the chin tonight. So now here is Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Lynn. Yeah. Yastrzemski wins these 0 for 2 in the ball game. So that is going to be a 7, and that's going to be Patient, but a Patient on an 82 is a ground ball to second. That's one away. So now he's 0 for 3. Here's Fisk. And now here is Carlton Fisk. Fisk the batter. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a 10. That's in play, but a 68 is not going to be worth much. Ground ball to second. 2 outs. This Philly team is hitting really hard and really well. And here's Freddie Lynn. Lynn in the ball game so far is 0 for 2. Struck out and fly to right. Carlton in the game. Very strong. Only give up the home run to Dwight Evans earlier. That's a 6. That will be tough. Tough on a 22. Struck him out. Ends the inning. Red Sox go down easy in the 7th. We head to the 8th. It's 9-1 in favor of the Phils. So Drago will probably come out now. I think I've probably overused him quite a bit. So let's get somebody else in there and take an inning or two. And might as well give Bill Campbell a chance. Not somebody you probably want in there all the time. But unfortunately, got to eat up innings. And here we go. So let's go ahead and bring Mr. Campbell in. And let's see, where were we at here? So Campbell comes in, and he'll pitch, and he'll now pitch to Rose, Schmidt, and that guy LaFay again. If I'm smart, I think I know what I'm doing there. I should have done that. So that's going to be, if I don't have to pitch technically the game is going to pitch to the 3 batters when I do it on strat. So if I don't do the modern rules, that'll be a 4 for Campbell. That's in play. 51 in play. Luckily, does not get the hit on that card, and that's a ground ball to third, 1 away. So a 5-3 play there, 1 out here in the 8th. And here is Schmidt. Schmidt so far kind of been in the game here a little bit. He's 1 for 3, a walk, a run scored, and a single. So here we go. And that will be a 6 on Campbell. That's tough. 65 is going to be a ground ball to third, and that's 2 away. Now the question is, normally I would say Braun and Bergmeyer probably the pitch to Campbell. I think the game's going to only do the 3 batters. So let's LaFay bat. Triple from the cycle again. See what happens. That's going to be a 5, and he gets a Patient. A Patient 29 reading is going to be that's a double versus a lefty. Son of a gun. Again, these cards to me, and that's a walk to LaFay. So he's on again. So a 2-out walk for Jim. So now here is Gary Matthews. So Matthews the hit, 2 outs. Campbell looks in, and that's going to be a 5. That's going to be Patient. Patient on an 0-2 is going to be a walk. So the Sarge gets the walk. And all of a sudden, Campbell having a problem finding that strike zone. And now here's Greg Gross, the left-hander. And you know what that's going to be? I think you're not going to let yourself get killed here. But we'll let Gross bat here. Usually Campbell has reverse splits. Doesn't really fact in payoff pitch. That's a 5 again. That's Patient, but this time he'll miss it. Fly ball to center. Retires the side. No runs, no hits, and 2 walks. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 8-1 Phils. Here is, for the Red Sox this inning, it will be Scott, Evans, and Hobson. So Scott the batter. Scott in the ball game, 1 for 2 with a single. Here's a pitch from Carlton. That's going to be tough. Tough on a 94 is a fly ball to left field. That is going to be 1 for 3 for the great Scott. And it brings up Evans, who homered his last time up, representing the Red Sox only run. That's going to be a 4, and that's going to be tough. Tough on a 49. And tough on a 49 is a strikeout. So Evans strikes out. There's 2 outs, and now here's Butch Hobson. So Carlton just kind of knifing his way through this Red Sox lineup. two singles and a home run, and a runner reached on an error, but he was taken care of on a double play. So here is going to be an 8, and that's going to be in play. And in play on a 54 lefty is definitely not going to be there. Ground ball to third, and that, folks, is the end of the 8th. Carlton has now pitched the official 27-man through 8 innings. He's only given up the three hits in this ball game. One of them was the home run, but he's pitched so far. It's 8-1. We head to the 9th. So for the Fighting Philadelphia Phillies, it'll be Diaz, Dernier, and DeJesus the bat. So Campbell will stay in, pitch that last inning, trying to keep that alive. And that is a 7. That's a tough on a 31 is a single for, oh, wait a minute, against a righty. Hang on. Tough 31 is a single. Jesus. Again, these cards, almost got to look them up to make sure they're right. That's for Bo Diaz. He's 3 for 5 in the ball game. Boy, these 83 cards are playing extremely high for hits. And now here's Bob Dernier, 1 for 4. Never asked the question how payoff pitch would play against different teams in different eras. So that's what the question. Well, my question is then 7. That's tough. That's a 49, and a tough on a 49 is going to be a ground ball to first. To turn a double play on Dernier. We did it before. Let's see if we can do it again. Campbell is a 5. He's a 5. So neither guy likes to turn double plays. 5 or less, and that's a 7. So it's above, and he'll get the runner on first. So Dernier is retired. Runner on second. 1 out. Here's DeJesus. He's having a game himself. He is 2 for 4, and that was including a home run for himself. So DeJesus bats with 1 out here against Soupy, and that is going to be an 8. That's going to be tough. 69 is going to be a ground ball to second. That'll advance the runner over, and there's 2 outs. So now back to the leadoff man, and you have the leadoff guy batting 6 times in the game. You're not going to win a game. Morgan has walked, stolen base, scored, ground ball to third, walked, fly to right, and pop to third. So he's not had a hit. He's been on base twice and scored 1. So here is a 9 on Campbell, and that's in play. And in play on a 4 is a double for Morgan. So Morgan doubles in a run, his first official RBI. That will knock in Diaz. He has scored for his second time, and that adds another run, as it's now 10-1 Phillies. So here is Pete Rose. So Rose the bat. That's a 10, and that's Patient 53. And that, folks, is a triple for Rose. Jesus. Triple, righty, 53. Tough. Let's make sure of this. And that's a 10. That's, oh, wait a minute. Hang on, stop. So that's a 10. That's Patient. Patient on a, it is a Patient 53. That is a triple for Rose against a righty. So Rose triples. That will knock home Morgan and an RBI. So now they've added more to the lead. It's 11-1. Jesus. Be asking a question on the Payoff Pitch Facebook community. That is for sure. Michael Jack Schmidt, the batter. He'll bat against Campbell. And that's a 4. That's in play. They don't need more than that. 27 versus a righty. He gets a hit up to 42%. That's a single. So that will score Rose. That'll score Rose. RBI Michael Jack Schmidt. And I would say, yes, definitely the surrender flags are up. It's 12-1 Phillies here in the 9th. And now here's LaFay, still a triple from the cycle. He's been on 5 times so far. The swing, that's a 3. That's a ballpark result. 87 to lefty is going to be in play for LaFay. So you're not going to get the triple, I don't think, on the in play result. So let's see here. Righty, he can. 12 to 15 is the cycle. He gets a hit up to 48%. And that is an 80. So actually, he's retired on a fly ball to center. At least he doesn't get the cycle. But they score 3 more times. It is now 12-1. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Ooh. So now let's head out here back to the top of the order. And it will be Remy, Burleson, and Rice. Hits against Carlton, who is just dicing through this Red Sox lineup for right now. It's a 62. That's a ground ball to third. Carlton getting a ton of ground balls, and that's 1 away. So 1 out in the 9th. Here's Burleson. Has one of the lone hits in the ball game. One of the 3 hits off lefty. Here's the pitch. That is going to be a 3. That's a defensive check for the Phillies. That's an error on the left fielder. So that is going to be Matthews. Matthews' error rating is a 3. So it's going to be a 1 to 50 for an error. And that's going to be a 77. So the catch is made. So 2 outs. Here's Rice. Last out here for the Sox against Carlton. Here's the swing. That's a 6. That is going to be tough. Tough on a 47. And that is going to be a strikeout versus a lefty. It ends the game. Red Sox go 1-2-3. Final score. Game 1 of the Dirty Dozens League. Final score, Phillies 12, Boston 1. Boston 1 run on only 3 hits off Carlton, while the Phillies just went ape in this one, as they had 2 hits. They had 2 hits there. They had 2 hits in the second. They had one hit in the third. 1 hit there, 1 hit there, 1 hit there. 2 hits there. No hits there, and then they went berserk again. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits there. So 6, 8, 9, 10, 14 hits. So they had 14 hits, 11 runs on 14 hits. Final score of this ball game is again Phillies 12 and Boston 1. Thank you, those, for being out to chat tonight. Appreciate it. Al Red Sox fan, ID Jester, Beatles eternally. And Dave Gardner stopped in. We thank everyone who stopped in to appreciate the stream. Give me some likes. Thank you so much. You watch this game, you'll hear in the beginning who are part of my Dirty Dozens. So please do that. I'll talk to you later. See you again. And once again, thank you so much for being a part of the stream.